We getting after it. Welcome welcome all to the blockchain basement. At home today, the boy was feeling a little bit sick, so I'm on the studio at home here, joined by my homie, the illustrious dude, rocking the dark MAGA hat.
Yeah, dark MAGA hat,
incredible.
Shirt,
incredible. And what is this? What's behind you? Is that like the cube black hole from Cyber Hell or whatever? What is this?
Yes, that's what I have to stare into when my bags are going down only.
Yeah, that's fair.
It kind of like wipes my memory for the last 5 minutes. I don't have to worry about Graphane.
That's true. We're going to take a look at Graphane. We're going to take a look at all my pain, all of our pain together as a family. Let me know if the sound's coming over. You never know on these home computers here, but let's check this out. So Pi token up 64% on the day. $2.50. This is crazy though. This doesn't matter as much as the broader markets here. Bitcoin 87K, not too bad. 87.1. It's scaring people off. We woke up in the morning, saw that sharp sell-off. It's trying to chunk its way back on up. We got a lot of Bitcoin metrics to be looking into today to kind of calm some fears out there. A lot of people are very, very worried. Drew for Supreme Court Justice. I'm about that live, dude. I would be an incredible Supreme Court Justice. I think I could do a pretty good job at that. I try to stay pretty base, pretty fair for everyone. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Uncle Tommy, Shitty Bandito, Nicole Ministator, M. Vino, Willis Wilsford, Faden Tradfi, Tommy Marin, Big Tip Shark, John Boy, Atropine, Steve Crypto, DC does, and everyone thinks that we're out of the studio. This is the one day that I've not been in the studio.
I'm just across the studio, like the opposite side of the universe.
You're in the studio, and I'm feeling weird that I'm not in there, bro. But this layout on the show, this is pretty beautiful. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It's so nice.
So let's check this out here. We got some movements on the market, folks. So Bitcoin scraping along here at 87. Ethereum holding up pretty damn well, though. Ethereum holding up pretty damn well. And then XRP 226 held above that $2 spot. Salami still at risk of needing to send CZ to prison until we see this.
Screw it. At this point, I'd send Solana to $115. I want him to go to jail again.
Dogecoin at 20 cents. Cardano. I picked up a pretty good bag of Cardano in this most recent dip here. Chainlink. Actually, Chainlink's doing pretty damn good today. 4%. Not bad. Litecoin. Litecoin's, a lot of people fade Litecoin up 14% on the day. AVAX 4 or 5% right there. So it's really not all that bad, folks. And really, what I'm seeing here, I mean, Bitcoin had a major pullback. And we are used to these in a bull market. But the main thing that I've been looking for is for Bitcoin dominance to come down. Okay, I've been waiting for Bitcoin dominance to really pull back and to really show some hope, some hopium for us in our altcoin bags. Let's take a look at what we're looking at here on the Bitcoin dominance side. I'll pull this tab up, share this, and send it on over here. So this is the Bitcoin dominance. I always like looking at this thing on the weekly. I don't like getting too zoomed in. Oh, my God. All right, so this is what me and Kelly were looking at this morning. They were actually feeling pretty excited about seeing this huge wick. Honestly, if it doesn't recapture the majority piece of this wick here, that is pretty damn bullish for our altcoin bags. It is not looking too bad on the altcoin sector as Bitcoin continues to toil. And the picks, my personal picks, let's go to them here. Let's search. Where do I pull this up? So I got to go to watch lists, and should pull up my portfolio first and foremost here. Okay. So Pi token up to $2.55. My scam token is printing money. I hate everything about this, but you know what? I'm here for it. And it's at a $16 billion market cap valuation right now. A lot of people are mad. They're the main thing that I could say about is Pi a scam? I think the biggest scam about it was that it was aggregating a lot of user data. Other than that, I mean, it's been in production for a very long time. It's these Stanford people that wanted to put a project out that you could mine on your cell phone. And it took a really long time for them to launch the mainnet, but it is now launched. There are exchanges that you can trade this on. I have to double check, but I was snooping around on my BTCC trading setup last night. Also, for anyone that's out there trading, click the link in our description. I have a great partner, BTCC. It's got a great trading platform and a lot of spot access. But they have a really cool trading competition going on. Your trade to win Tesla Cybertruck giveaway, and within $1 million of prize pool that they have put together. You can win Teslas. They're giving out Rolex watches, token 2049 tickets, and Star Hotels days. So we have 21 days and 22 hours left on this particular trading campaign. And really, you have to enter for a chance to win any of these things. It's all based on your trading volume. And you can accomplish basically different levels of your availability of what you can win by the trading volume. So the tiers are futures trading volume requirements. Up here at the 5 million plus range is the Tesla, the token 2049, and the stay at a 7-star hotel in Dubai. And then below that, in the $2 million range, you got Ducatis, helicopter rides, skydiving, all this crazy stuff. And then the 100, I think it's 100,000, you get the Rolex Oyster entry for $7,999. So they're doing some cool stuff. I like trading competitions. I like, giving incentive for people out there, risking it for the biscuit. You know what I mean? So if you are into that, click a link in our description. They're rolling out some pretty good trading tips. And, really on the trading bot, I've had a lot of people ask me about the trading bot. I actually have I have one that I've found. TJ has found one that I'm almost more interested in. So I'm having to wait till TJ gets back from Florida to really sit down. I want to make sure this thing operates and produces well. But I am going to roll it out here. So Matt B is asking about the trading bot in the chat there. So yes, I am working on that actively. But I'm also enticed to trade on Bitcoin as it's chunking its way back on up here, folks. I mean, there is a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, and this is kind of a beautiful time frame for me. I love trading these massive pullbacks, and then you just get these stair steps on the way back up in general. And I'll be taking a look at all that. But the title of this video, Trump rolling out a peace deal. What in the hell is going on with this? Well, let's have a look here. We have it breaking today. It's from Cash Lauren. A peace deal has been reached between Russia and Ukraine. Zelensky flying to the United States to sign the deal made with President Trump. Not finalized, but here are some key details. The U.S. will earn 50% of the future revenue.
Jesus. Holy cow.
Yeah, of Ukraine's mineral wealth as repayment for the United States tax dollars spent on the war. No membership will be allowed into NATO for Ukraine. It was never going to join NATO. And that has always been the line in the sand for Russia and what started the war in the first place. No boots on the ground. Zelensky tried to backdoor NATO membership by placing U.S. or European troops on the ground in Ukraine. Instead, there will be a demilitarized zone. Ukraine will also concede territory. I told everyone this is going to happen. It's happening. And we were just listening to the live speech. It sounds like Zelensky's going to fly to the White House, right? On Friday.
Yeah, he's going to fly in on Friday. I have the video right here. It's like 32 seconds long. If you want to play it, if you can get sound.
Let's see if I don't know if you have sound or not. No, it doesn't sound like you have sound.
We don't have sound, but he basically was just talking about him flying in on Friday, him talking about the peace deals that they're going to be signing. It's going to be like no other. He said exactly, we are going to be signing a very big agreement that will be rare on Earth and other things. So
okay.
That's pretty interesting.
It's happening really when we see that signing and we see the markets kind of realize that we're not going into World War III. I think that's where the peace pump I've been talking about is going to come into play. But honestly, there's a lot of statistical reasons for Bitcoin to be bouncing off of the levels it just hit. Zelensky, though, right before me and Isaac went live here, said this. Let's see here. So Zelensky says Ukraine is not in debt to the United States. So you got a little bit of a pullback. Got a little bit of a, I'm not ready for this, Trump. I don't know if I can be 50% sounds a little bit steep. You know what I mean?
But somehow Trump's going to make it work. And this Friday is going to be a crazy day. He doesn't have a choice. Trump's going to he's going to just do what Trump does. And,
it is what it is. But you know what? I don't want to be just always, oh my God, I love you, Trump. I mean, I think he does a good job as a president. I am questioning one of his movements that I saw today. Pure chaos. Okay, so this is nuts. Trump shares a video of Trump Gaza, his vision for Gaza, apparently. Let's have a listen.
To set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is
hold on. What the fuck was this? So
Yeah.
why is these dudes? These are dudes.
Can I say fag on Twitter and YouTube?
That I don't know, but you just did. These are definitely dudes.
It's finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1.
I love how it's a bunch of clips of that's Elon. That's totally like AI's rendition of Elon.
There's like perfectly chiseled chin and all that
stuff. We were kind of like messing around with like he's gonna rename it Trump Plaza East or something like that. Is what I said a few months ago. I think we could have done without that video. Trump Gaza shining bright, and there's like it's just so much war that's happened in these like these golden statues of Trump and stuff. It's like, what the hell is going on here? So also that being said, other things that also make me feel weird inside is Blackwater. And its founder, Eric Prince, has offered to privatize mass deportations for the White House. Here's some historical context. Blackwater was a privatized military arm of the United States government that helped us perpetuate the longest war in American history in the Middle East. So now we're talking about giving these guys this massive paycheck and privatizing the mass deportations. I think that rather it would be nice to see these damn IRS agents basically be swapped out of doing IRS work to deportation work. And if they don't want the job, then leave. But I see a lot of complaints from IRS agents that, I can't believe what Elon and Trump are doing right now. Here's one. Look at this. This is crazy. Layoffs at the IRS. I'll pull this up. Layoffs at the IRS. I want my job back. This is an ex-IRS agent talking about what he's going through.
I just want my job back. I just want to go to work.
Oh.
I just want to work.
Oh.
I want my job back. I want the unions to fight. I want the legislation to be reversed. Let us work. Let us do what they employed us to do, what we took our oath to do.
Man, why don't you kiss my ass? Honestly, like, we just want to work. We just want to go take your money like we
want to take your tax dollars.
Jesus. Go get, I have no sympathy. And construction workers are hiring. Look at this. Whale tail with the most base take. Construction crews are hiring, buddy. So instead of sitting here whining and doing your little special with CNN or whoever the hell this is, why don't you go get a job that actually puts an input into society rather than just constantly taking away? Now, I'm going to get myself in a lot of trouble if I keep talking about that subject.
I just sent you some too.
Oh, you sent me something.
Yeah.
What happened?
2 minutes ago, Donald Trump says, "I'm not stopping the tariffs against Mexico and Canada."
Oh my God. We got to pull this up. Hold on. Let's share this up. Yeah, let's pull this up. Oh my gosh. What's going on here?
Decreases in crossings at the border for you to continue the pause on tariffs against Mexico and Canada. And
I'm not stopping the tariffs. No, millions of people have died because of the fentanyl that comes over the border.
Even with the 90% drop in border crossings, though, last month compared to about a year ago.
Yeah, they've been good, but that's also due to us, mostly due to us. I mean, it's very hard. It's right now very hard to come through the border, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, that's so crazy. And something that's uncomfortable is like, what are you saying? The damage has been done. The fentanyl is already here in the U.S. You've already ravaged the youth. There's a lot of pieces of this to pick up, and no, he's not revising these tariffs. There's going to be a price to pay for leaving our border wide open, for leaving our country completely exposed to this. So that's good to see. And this is kind of a funny take here. I saw this. Let's see. Ooh, I got to share my tab once again here. Hold on here. I got to share it. What is this, Michael? Okay, there we go. I'm learning as on the fly here. Let's do this. This is an interesting setup. So, unpopular opinion, Trump is laying off a bunch of federal workers to increase unemployment rates and force the Federal Reserve to cut rates. Kind of an interesting take.
That's an interesting take.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, though.
Well, Michael Gayed, he's a certified financial advisor. This guy is a financial advisor. He's been calling for like a massive downturn for a really long time. And at large, it's just been a collapse up. But there is a lot of federal workers that are now running into unemployment and, basically being disbanded from the U.S. government. Thinking about that, a large amount of the data that Biden was able to use to show the Federal Reserve that the economy was so strong and resilient, in Janet Yellen's words, was these massive amounts of federal workers that they were hiring. Now that we see these mass layoffs, that data is going to come to the Federal Reserve, might instigate kind of a reason for Jerome Powell to start pulling rates back. Potentially, it's actually kind of a base take. So I think I did it again, Isaac. I did it again. Well, I keep killing the share stream. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
So orange juice. Orange juice has fallen by 46% since December, all-time highs, and traded in the red for 15 of the last 17 days. Looks like mimosas are back on the board. Bar chart is a great source for macroeconomic information. Now we have this also. Consumer confidence suffers the largest monthly decline in over 3 years. So the average person is just getting their heads bludgeoned. I mean, if you're not finding ways to increase your cash inflow in this economy, that's like with the pain and people that like we saw the dip and we're like, we're out of dry powder to buy. We're out of, this dry capital to just YOLO into internet funny money when we have all of these costs that have been increasing.
Yeah.
And seeing the consumer confidence suffering that major blow, they're going to have to pull some major levers at the Federal Reserve, an actual quantitative easing to really kick this thing back into gear. Now we also have this. We're getting into Bitcoin, mass fear and greed. The index has flashed its lowest reading since October lows last year. People are finally getting nervous again. Believe it or not, that's exactly what we need to form a bottom here. So this is the fear and greed crypto index. Right now, you can see that spike to the downturn. Honestly, it's kind of incredible when you compare the depth of this pullback, the shelf it's on right now, the coloration of the fear, because we're in those it gets closer to red the more fearful the market is.
Yeah.
And this is a dark orange, and we are on this gigantic shelf way above these accumulation levels, even at previous all-time highs for Bitcoin. It happens fast, and this is the kind of movement that we need to see to build that bottom. So it's important to keep in mind you don't get the velocity to the upside without the velocity to the downside and those buying opportunities presented. And with that buying opportunity being presented, we see GameStop buying $5 billion potentially of Bitcoin at $88,000. Then another $3 billion raised at $110,000. This is just kind of game theory on GameStop. And there are some whispers that GameStop, that might be the next bigger move from the company, because we see corporate treasuries are undeniably on the rise. Corporate treasuries are absolutely moving upside here. We have this. I'll share this real quick, because this is what we've seen with Michael Saylor, is that he's kind of kickstarted this fire under Wall Street's butt to get Bitcoin treasuries in place so that the company itself has more buying power. Public companies with Bitcoin holdings, according to River and Tour de Mister, are going parabolic. And this is just the overall aggregate trend of Bitcoin treasuries. And I remember I worked at a recruiting agency and I was bringing up that my company should be investing and putting our value into Bitcoin, right? It's a better treasury. It's a better store of value. And this, it makes me kind of sick to think about how many people ignored me at the time. The dollar fell by like 50% of its buying power in that same time. And then bam, just right there. It's absolutely insane. So Bitcoin is the store of value. It's where these companies are realizing that you can house your profits for a much longer term of time.
Mhm.
You can move back into good assets at the lows here. So here's my buddy easy.eth. This guy's awesome. If anyone doesn't follow him, he's absolutely hilarious. Good morning. He's been saying this for weeks that Bitcoin will hit its 200 EMA. The market will turn, and that's where the money is made. Here's a view of that. Damned if we didn't. Come right down to that EMA right there. Bounced off it. Now, it is a pretty important structure that we hold this line. There is that CME gap that's right above this shelf right here. But honestly, if we could just call this, start chunking on up from here, that's where we get the nice healthy shelf for upward price action. And I know we're always looking for that healthy shelf and a little bit of price support to make sure that the moves are real, but there is some major hopium going on in the background in terms of the money supply. This is not telling you hopium for us. Let's take a look at it. So this is the Bitcoin price compared to the M2 liquidity. Okay. This is absolutely beautiful to see. What we did here is, I'll pull this up and hell, I'll zoom in a little bit. It didn't really do it. But anyways, so what we had here is we saw the M2 money supply falling as Bitcoin was still at these higher ranges. A lot of people are like, oh, we're decoupling. You can't really say that. The M2 money supply definitely does move in tandem with Bitcoin's price. You can see it's pretty clear as day. It just front runs Bitcoin's price. So now we see the M2 money supply on the way back up in a very, very aggressive manner. This is in line with the things I've been covering, like the March 10th timeframe, where that $1 trillion due back to the Treasury from these banks and their emergency loans. This plays back into the time frame of all of these massive macroeconomic events that are going to be happening. ISO 20022 going live at the Federal Reserve, with the messaging standard changing up. A lot of things are on the forefront, and there are some pretty exciting times ahead. I think people are going to be pretty shocked by Bitcoin's price this cycle. It's just been very, very painful. And this is the global liquidity compared to the XBT. So Bitcoin absolutely following the M2 money supply. Don't be surprised if it continues down that path. And we also saw some hope come out of Oklahoma. Look at this. Oklahoma Strategic Reserve Act has passed the House committee. So it's advanced to the House floor for the next vote. The bill allows the state to invest 10% of its, that's a lot. 10%.
That's a lot.
Right? Public funds into Bitcoin, and any digital asset in the market cap over $500 billion. So Isaac, me and you are in Georgia, and we've seen the kind of the front end movements of a Bitcoin Reserve Act here in Georgia. Do you think that Georgia's going to say yes to this reserve? Because we have seen some no's. Montana recently said no.
Montana did say no.
Yeah.
But wasn't Montana more of a Democratic state to begin with?
It's been historically no, but it's been kind of captured to a degree, not fully captured by Democrat leadership. Montana, though, it was kind of shocking to me to see them kind of break away. And it is, it's almost like a Texas. You have Austin, which is very liberal, but it's a huge portion of the population in Texas. But you think about Texas, you think about some dude in a cowboy hat spitting into a platoon. And you're like, they're not going to, be Democrat voters. Here in Georgia, though, we have a very contentious voting setup.
Yes.
Atlanta, with the largest amount of people, right? Very Democratic, very Democrat. So what do you think? You've been here your whole life. Do you think we'd be open to it?
I think we'd be open to it. I'd hope we'd be open to it, especially since, the majority of people I know just and also based on the state population and who they voted for, I think they would go along with, this national Bitcoin strategic reserve plan. And then for the state strategic reserve, I do think they'd be open to it. I don't know why, why they wouldn't be.
Yeah. I mean, and what is it, like Montana, I think went red in the presidential election, said no to the Bitcoin one. But here in Georgia, we actually have an upper leg, is that we had an increase of revenue come in that actually bolstered our energy industry and our energy infrastructure with Clean Spark. We have one of the biggest Bitcoin miners on the planet here in Georgia. So I'm saying yes. I think that we're going to get it here in Georgia. we gotta reach out to our state representatives, push this book forward ourselves, because they're supposed to represent us, right? So it's up to you and me and everyone watching at home to pick up the phone, pick up the email, and just say, you know what? I support a Bitcoin strategic reserve for the state. I think we could store our value better long term, and I think you should listen to us. So just give it a shot there. Now we have this. Most people are being divided into two camps. Bulls believe the last dip before alt season. Bears think the bull run is over. Cyclop, he's always investigating this stuff. This is generally what he's thinking we're at. Basically a descending triangle, and then a very front end kind of highlight of what is the rest to come. But it is worth noting, I mean, how much pain has been in the market, right? It's you question yourself. You wonder if we're like right here and it's just over with. And this is where I put a tweet out that really plays into this. And it's really very, very simple. The amount of bag fumbling and capitulation I've seen over the past 24 hours in this last market dip learned something very, very key. Most people are going to miss out on the mega pump of crypto. And in this cycle, the volatility will shake them out long before the top, and tears will flow like wine. Here's where I think the volatility is going to shake people out. I've been saying it for a while. We're going to have days where Bitcoin's going to rise and fall by $20,000. What do you think those headlines? Those headlines are going to look awful, right?
It's going to be like, oh, complete market crash.
Right.
Complete market skyrocket, whatever.
So people that are new, that don't have experienced people telling them the truth, are going to get shook out of the market. And this is like kind of the mental fortitude training / preparation I'm doing for everyone that's given me their most valuable thing that they have on this planet, which is time, sharing it with us, watching the show. Please do not be short-sighted. If you're getting into altcoins, or even Bitcoin is just a great long-term. Altcoins are a seasonal skyrocket in the very last few moments of the Bitcoin market, and then they crash back down. So please do not marry these altcoins, okay? And I've talked about how bullish I am on Chainlink, and really I think Chainlink is going to be one of the longest standing ones. But I've whittled down my investments in altcoins into things with tangible value, and these are the following here. So it's Chainlink, because honestly, it's a one-of-a-kind kind of crypto project. It's connected to Swift. It's an intermediary between Web 2 and Web 3 integration. It's the roadways being built between the different houses of smart contracts and existing banking infrastructure on top of the ground, which is Bitcoin. So that is why Chainlink I feel so strongly about. Avalanche, I see a lot of money flowing into Avalanche. I see a lot of institutional investments that are very, very keen on keeping Avalanche up and to the right. I also see Ondo for the tokenized treasury. They're kind of the groundbreaking organization when it comes to tokenized real world assets. I think a lot of the real world asset conversations also going to be intertwined with Chainlink. Aerodrome, because this is the base baby. The reason why Aerodrome is going to be so powerful is because Coinbase is having the field leveled in terms of its competition with Binance to really start to dominate this cycle. It's an American-based company, and there's going to be tons of DeFi and amazing things happening on Aerodrome, particularly within the base ecosystem. And then after that, Morpho. Morpho is where all of the people are going to go in there, and they're going to go take loans out on their Bitcoin for USDC straight on the Coinbase app, and it's going to be happening through Morpho. So these are the like real value-based projects that I can feel very strong about. And, I forgot to mention, I did add ADA into there. ADA is one of the most decentralized, if not the most decentralized proof of stake system on the planet. That's why. So when in my portfolio, I have a balance of things. The biggest loser is Jupiter. The next is Ondo, and I'm fine with this. I bought some Ondo, I bought some Aerodrome, and I recently bought some Cardano. And it just so happens that those are the most down. The ones that I also, Chainlink is a vast majority of the portfolio. Avalanche has shown me some great great movements within its ecosystem. And I am working very hard on getting this going. So the portfolio is as follows. The arena, I think, is going to be a pretty surprising SocialFi experiment at the least, but I think it's going to be I think it's going to be something. I think the arena's onto something. The token doing pretty darn good. Wink, this ecosystem within Avalanche, also doing well. Morpho up 9% today. Constellation still holding well above 4 cents. And I was YOLOing into this and being psychotically bullish about this thing when it was at a 60, 70 million dollar market cap. It's at 120 right now. Honestly, I was about it, and all my bags are built at 2 cents. So my bags are packed on Constellation, but this is American made, American focused project that I think is going to be very strong. And the closest thing to a scam in my portfolio, Picoin, is the one that's the most up. And this is where I remember my wife said, she's like, hold things that you hate just in case. And she was talking about, because she's been buying HBAR, and I'm like, I don't like HBAR. She made a lot of money, or a lot of upside at least. And, HBAR's rescinded since then. But HBAR seems alive. The biggest losers, as I said, Jupiter. And I don't even know. This is the remainder of the Jupiter that I got from the airdrop. I don't even feel good about that. I almost feel like just exiting Solana in total. Ondo, maybe throw it into Ondo. But that's just my approach. And you know what? I know that there's money that will still be made in Solana. So we may as well go look at Salami, because I can't write it off like nothing's going to be made in here. It's just, it's got some extra pressures. And holy shit. God.
Jesus. It's because all you meme coin fucking degenerates want to ruin my goddamn token and leave all of the bags that everyone in this basement community holds in Solana down only.
Well, but here's the thing is Solana, I think it's not reliant on AI. But I think that Solana is, I meant to say it's not reliant on memes, but it has a very, very good kind of front end foothold into new AI rollouts. So I could see the next kind of meta shift happening in Solana to just simply pivoting larger into AI projects. And that's where, like, because we have David Sachs, he's leading up the art, like he's a crypto czar, but also the AI czar, right? And the guy who's going to be the hardcore crypto czar, which is the SEC chief, is Paul Atkins, who's RWA connected. So I think AI and RWA are still very, very reasonable for me to look at for upside within, Solana, particularly the AI, within base, particularly DeFi, particularly real world assets. I think that those are going to be the movers there. So now we got so much to get, and we're doing good on time. We're getting through a lot of stuff here. This is great. This is just the overall vibe. Just shout out to anyone that's feeling like this. This is so real. Wife, relax, honey. Bitcoin is still around $90,000. Me, knowing my portfolio is 95% in Solana at $250. This is the reality here, folks. Isaac, we got to check on Graphane.
We do.
Let's go.
But you don't have to pull this up right away. But I got this from Watcher Guru Justin. President Trump announces 25% tariffs on European Union. So yeah. He's just dropping more bombs on, he's just dropping tariff after tariff. He wasn't kidding when he said he's not going to stop.
Bro.
So there's that.
Oh my! Did you share that with me?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're going in. We're going in. Oh my God, the orange one just dropping bombs. But this will be interesting because the last time we had a 25% tariff announcement, we had a 37% drop on Ethereum. Do we drop the same degree? That's the question here. Let's check out how Bitcoin's reacting immediately to this news. 86.3, no likey, you heard me. Let's see here. I mean, it is not reacting as quickly and violently as it did last time. So Bitcoin's still sitting around above that 85.5 level it hit earlier this morning. So that's a good sign. We're not flash crashing. Holy cow, that's big news. What is this? Oh yeah, I got to get logged in on this computer.
You do. I want to pull it down.
That's fine. Let's see here. I'll go to Coinbase. So no major flash crash here. 25% tariffs. So what we had was, God, that was it was a 37% drop for Ethereum, but it was like a 10 or 15% drop for Bitcoin. It was a big drop for Bitcoin. We are not reacting the same way so far. The markets definitely are open. So we might already be dead inside.
We might be. I know I am. I know
Right?
you are.
Yeah. I mean, that's good news. That's great news, everyone. Now, Pi token. I liked this take from Steve-O Crypto.eth. Solana. No, there's so many Steve-O cryptos out there.
I know.
Pi, the most decentralized blockchain in the world, or is this false info? Could Pi be what Satoshi truly envisioned? Jesus, he is going way over the edge here. So Pi Network is not the next Bitcoin. You know what? I'm not going to be surprised if this stinking Pi token ends up hitting like 30 bill. I'm not going to be surprised by a $30 billion market cap.
What's it at now? It's a 20. It's a 10.
Says 16.
Okay, 16 billion.
Yeah, let's go here. Let's look at it. I'm not going to be surprised because so many normies have been in on this, and it's got like the Twitter has like 5.5 million followers, bro.
It's one of the biggest accounts out there for crypto.
Literally. Look at this. Let's go here. Let's go. Oh no, 4 million, 3.9 million. That's still a lot. That is a lot of followers. They've been working on it for a long time. Honestly, might be the chaos that I need here. And my bags are not upset. By this graph, my bags are not upset.
And you know that the new IP token, that story token?
Yeah.
It's like well, let me see the data on the all-time. It's February. It dropped February 13th, and it's at 1.6 million or 1.6 billion, dollar market cap. Almost $7 already. And they just keep coming out of left field.
Yeah. What is the lore behind this? Like let's go to like the website. Let's go snooping around here because
their Twitter has 700,000 followers. 700. Yeah. Let's go to their website though. Let's see what they got going on.
Let's snoop around. What's the
AI
story?
runs on IP. Story makes IP programmable. Start on a story. Pick a wallet, fund account, explore apps.
Kind of like an IP based or AI based. Okay.
The world's IP blockchain that transforms intelligence into programmable IP assets.
Okay. That's actually a pretty good use case.
Yeah. Trade IP in a global market for AI training and remixing. On-ramp railroad IP, RWIP for DeFi use cases. Okay. Trade, tokenize, fractionalize, and monetize IP on chain.
Okay.
You got all that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
All right. Fair enough. Well, we're going to have to start tracking it and probably do a deeper dive into its, also pull up those TVL charts. We'll pop into those TVL charts we had mentioned to the community. We're going to take a look at as well.
Yeah.
This is the state of the trenches though, boys and girls. Right here. Mom, how's your job search going? And he's typing into X, paying attention to Fartcoin's relative strength here. Please, for the love of God, if you don't have fiat income and everything is riding on altcoins, that's not a good place to be fighting from. You don't want to fight or trade in a mindset of fear. Acceptance and being thankful that we have our breath in our chest, that we have clean water. Look at the positives, man. There's a lot of good stuff going on. What do we got on this?
Oh yeah, this is the Aptos one. That's what we were looking at earlier before the show, and I mean, it looks pretty good. Price down here, say around just under $6, but the TVL's all the way right above $12, or around what 12. I want to say.
It doesn't look like many people are using the app though. Look at the app revenue.
The app revenue is $504 right here. So I don't know what's going on with people not using their app, but I mean, when it comes to upside for the project with 910 million still locked, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Another one.
That's kind of interesting. And the other one we wanted to look at was, I believe it was Drift Protocol. Right? We want to look at Drift Protocol. See where we are here.
My Solana baby right here, one of my biggest bags besides Griff Payne.
God.
Yeah, I know. So it's in here at 60 cents right now, or just above. And TVL's all the way up here just under $1.50. And we obviously know we had that $2.60.
I sold at 220. If someone was asking me, like, are you still into Drift? And I remember I thought I was such a dummy for yellowing out of my bag at 220 that night.
No,
'Cause
that
it
was
went
probably
nuts.
the smartest thing you could have done because obviously, if you look at the price down to 60 cents right now, I'm gonna switch over
It's
here.
brutal.
It is brutal,
Let's see here.
but I
66
mean, hey,
cents. Yeah.
I'm not mad because my original buys were
You're still up from your
down
original
here
buys, but
like at 20, 25 cents. So I mean,
yeah.
I'm still up, and everyone else who's in is most likely still up. TVL still looking beautiful for more upside. So next time it breaches that dollar, I'm going to start taking some profits off.
So on drift though, we need to see a meta shift. So I mentioned base is going to dominate the DeFi sector. I think Solana will capture some of that. We need to see some more DeFi interest start rolling in, and people get over that stigma that Solana is just this meme coin knife fight behind a bar. I think that stigma needs to kind of go away. But I do think that a degree of it will be found in DeFi for Solana. So there is stuff there. This is crazy. Grayscale is acknowledging to allow staking for its spot Ethereum ETF with the SEC. This is the insane giga bullish catalyst that I would be one shocked, but also erect if this does happen, because this is going to pump our bags very violently. If we see Ethereum and the ETF for Ethereum allow staking, then Wall Street is going to go absolutely berserk for that thing, earning dividend or yield off of it. Also, this MasterCard bringing in Ondo Finance into its multi-token network as the first RWA provider on the network. So this is a great sign for Ondo. You just see more and more partnerships with Ondo. You see more and more integrations. It's looking solid as hell. So Ondo at this point, it's competing with Aerodrome in terms of size and value in my bag. And it's definitely up there. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be pretty nice. Who should we? Oh God, we don't have our banned button though. We need the banned button, bro.
We should throw it in here. We will eventually. But I got this question from This Is the Bitcoin Way. Will you create a how-to stream for Moonwell like you did for Arrow liquidity pools?
Oh, dude, I should. You know what we should do is we should get with I think Veteran Crypto and Jeff from the Blockchain Report. We should absolutely do that though, because I mean in DeFi and like adding 2 liquidity pools, it's not for everyone. I'm not going to sit here and act like adding liquidity to DeFi pools is just easy. It takes a lot of focus, and in our office, we're always having to rebalance. Like in that Solana crash, tons of rebalancing had to happen. Like it's not something that just it's usually not something where you can set it and forget it. So that being said, we do have to keep in mind kind of how many people have the bandwidth for it. But yeah, I think that's because we had a great Aerodrome one. Oh my God, hold on. I got some extra chaos I might be dropping into this.
Oh Lord.
I got some stuff for us. Yeah, but liquidity, adding liquidity, it's something that it can be a very powerful multiplier for your portfolio. It's just, I will reemphasize, this is not for everybody. It's not just a set it and forget it type of situation. It's nothing like spot buying and then just reading general charts and then waiting for dips and buying more. It's nothing like that. Like you have to readjust when the price moves out of your range. You have to have a bunch of different things set up to be able to do so with. So just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? It's not for everyone, but there is money to be made there. So now we got to keep moving here because there's a lot to cover here in a short amount of time. We got this from Bank of America, set to launch its US-based crypto stablecoin if lawmakers pass legislation. So Bank of America is ready to go if they do get this going, which is nice to see. Let's see here. And we also have this. Chainlink is adopting a new movement here, Paxos. Moving in with Paxos as adopting Chainlink's new PayPal USD price feed. So Chainlink is being integrated with Paxos and potentially a larger plan with PayPal as they plan to expand this integration into its stablecoin, PYUSD. So PayPal and its stablecoin now starting to flirt with Chainlink and the price feeds there. And this is why Chainlink is more base level, kind of long-term hold for me in crypto. That's not this fly by the night thing. You know, and I think a lot of these altcoins are going to get their asses kicked. Chainlink, I'm going to be completely out of it at the right time during this year, but it is one that I can imagine reaccumulating for the next bull market here. So now this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Pump.fun got hacked. Pump.fun X account has been hacked. Do not interact. Just constant blows.
And do not buy the tokens they're shilling. I just saw something from like 25
Yeah.
minutes ago. I just lost it, but there's like they're promoting like this pump token, and they're all scam tokens. So don't be buying these tokens.
Yep,
please.
here it is. It's pump, heavily bundled, and will dump. You will be wrecked if you buy that thing. So just for the love of God, be safe. And you know, it is aggravating to see all of these damn scam tokens continuing to, and these hacks happen on Solana. It's like just like the focus of the painful narrative right now, which is aggravating. And just a quick highlight on that massive Bybit hack. There's essentially a modern day buyout or a modern day bailout here. This is Hit Network, TJ himself highlighting this from Not Easy. Exchanges send hundreds of millions to Bybit to help mitigate the contagion from the hack. And then the backroom then had a backroom cabal meeting to liquidate everybody to make it all back. Classic case of transferring liability. Bybit simply transferred the loss from themselves to over leveraged degens. Very, very sad. More than ever likely the truth. So just keep that in mind. Sonic, the revenue on Sonic is looking pretty good. Here's someone highlighting that app, revenue on Aptos, $414 when they put this out. But in general, the fully diluted valuation and the app revenue is looking pretty good on Sonic. Ecosystem looks like it's growing up. And I think there will be something there, So also, Isaac, this one's for you, baby.
Thanks.
Vaping will likely kill you, okay, and cause you to lose your mind. So just be careful. I mean, this is the greatest word.
Well, here's something already. I've already lost my goddamn mind, Drew. I'm already a psychopath.
You still have your health, though, buddy. Scottie Pippen said it best. Having zero health problems is a luxury that people don't think is a luxury. So be thankful for the air that we breathe, the time that we do have, folks. I know we're looking at all these crazy crypto charts. Some things go up, some things go down, and most people get wrecked by not taking profits. So please never be afraid to take profits. If you have profits, don't feel bad taking them. We're here to better our lives. We're here to increase. And we're also here to essentially take banks out of the equation, not necessarily to be so overly excited about the long-term plan of Bank of America integrating with crypto. You at home can become your own bank. You can use the code BASE10, click the link in our description, and get an Arcutless cold storage wallet. It's very easy to use, and you can keep your crypto safe off exchanges and away from these dirty bankers' hands. This is the power of crypto. So everyone out there, I love and appreciate every single one of you out there. I definitely need to hit up Veteran, because we got to do some action on Moonwell. I think that's a really, really good idea. I have a small amount of Moonwell. And I think Moonwell and Morpho, and I know Yvette was even looking at Sonic. He's going all over the place, finding the different places to add it to. But I appreciate you joining me on the show, Mr. Isaac.
Always.
Hopefully my boy ends up feeling better, man. He's feeling pretty sick right now. So, I'm going to go take care of him. That's what any dad should do, is take care of their children. So a very important thing to do here. Love and appreciate every single one of you out there. And I will see you on the other side. Until next time. Take care.